I'm Amanda Niederhauser, aka Jedi Craft Girl. And today I am going to show you one of my favorite projects. I always feel a little pressure to give a gift, a handmade gift to everybody. And when it comes to college-bound students, sometimes I don't know the perfect gift to give. But not to worry, I have developed the best gift ever that your college-bound student will love. It is a cute little zipper bag that holds all of the essentials. A lot of times, your kids or even you might throw everything into a Ziploc, Band-Aids and safety pins, and just chuck it in your backpack or your bag. But that's not very durable or aesthetic. So today, I'm going to show you how to make this fun little zipper bag that holds all of this. And you might be saying, well, that's not a very elaborate zipper bag and it's pretty plain. And that's the point, because when you're sending kids off to college, they're not going to care if it's quilted or pieced or what fabric you used. They really care about what's inside. And you want it small enough so that they will carry it, either in their backpack or their satchel, or keep it in their dorm room or whatever. It needs to be compact and convenient. So I have made this little zipper bag with my current fabric called Stay Wild. And look what it holds. It holds Band-Aids, an assortment of sizes, alcohol wipes, and I've had more than one mom call me and say, my son, here's a picture of his cut hand, and he had a Band-Aid because he had this in his backpack. Thank you so much. So the boys even use it too. You can put in some antibacterial ointment. I have antacid, a little pain reliever, of course, hand sanitizer. This tiny little pair of scissors with the safety tip is kind of a fun find. Always safety pins. This has saved me so much. And if you're sending to a girl, you can put hair ties or bobby pins or anything like that. It's also fun to tuck a little cash in or maybe a gift card or two. And as you can see, there is still plenty of room to customize or personalize to the student you are sending it to. And after it's all full, you zip it up and look how small that is. It fits in literally anything. So, are you ready to make one today? Because it's super fast and super easy. That's how I roll. All right, let's get started. I have already cut for you. All you need is right here. So, easy measurements to remember, 5 by 7. That's a photo, that's a frame, 5 inches by 7 inches. And you need 2 pieces for the front and 2 pieces for the lining. And then you need a zipper. I have several here because they are such fun colors, but you only need one. And you need it at least 8 inches. I like to buy my zippers 20 inch because I use them in pillows a lot, or you never know what you might need a zipper. And in this case, we'll just trim it down to fit perfect. I'm going to start by taking my front piece, so my outer piece, and today I feel like I'm going to use this green. I'm going to lay my zipper right sides together, so the little zippery part is toward my main fabric. And now I'm going to take my lining piece and I'm going to match it up. You're kind of making a zipper sandwich. Just like that. I'm going to use a few little pins to hold the zipper in place so it doesn't slide down in between the 2 pieces, because you can't really see it. Just like this. And if you have never sewn a zipper, then this is the perfect project for you, because it's as simple as sewing one seam. Trust me. I have it pinned, and now I'm going to put my zipper foot on my machine, or make sure I have a zipper foot, and I'm going to just sew one seam right along there. So I'm going to go over to the machine. I have my needle all the way over. You don't know how many times I forget to do that, and your needle will break if you do not move it. So I double check that every time, because it's scary when it just breaks. All right, I'm gonna just get the machine. Okay, it's waking up. Here we go. And I am just following the edge of the fabric with the edge of the zipper foot, and I'm just sewing one seam. And you don't really even have to backstitch, because we're gonna just catch the seam. So it's just going like this. It's moving a little bit. All right, so then I'm gonna lift that out, trim that. And as you can see, I have string everywhere, thread. Let's trim those. We wanna trim the threads because we don't want them to get caught in the zipper. So right now you can see we have half of our zipper pouch. And I'm going to just give it a little press right over here with my little iron. just like that. And then I'm gonna make sure I press the underside because it kind of gets folded up a little bit. Okay, so right here, I have one side. And I am not worried about this length. If it's bothering you, you can trim it here, but we are gonna trim it in just a minute. So now what we do is we have one side, we're gonna do the exact same thing to the other side. So I'm gonna grab my main print here, and I'm gonna go face down. So you always wanna remember like fabrics together. So if we're doing this, you're gonna end up with one side of the bag floral and one side lining. So we're gonna do it this way. And all you're gonna do is, again, the zipper is still right side down toward that, and I'm gonna grab my pins, and I'm gonna just make sure that it is all lined up, and then I'm gonna just pin right along, and I'm gonna sew it again. We're going to we're gonna make our sandwich. So we have the outer, the inside of the zipper, and the lining. Okay, so we have our zipper sandwich, and we're gonna pin and pin again, and then we're gonna just go back to our zipper foot and sew right along. Okay, that's not scary at all, right? The zipper is your friend. Here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna, again, edge of the fabric, edge of the zipper foot, and my needle's all the way over. Just like that. And now we have a zipper. You have successfully installed a zipper. All right, okay, so you'll notice here's the back, and my linings are together, and then here's the top, and I have the outer pieces, and my zipper's in the middle. So you're gonna give that a press, and then what you're gonna do, I'm gonna just set this aside, because here I have top stitched right along the edge, and you want to top stitch because it's going to help the back, the inside lining, from getting caught inside the zipper. It's going to give you this nice flat area where the fabric will not catch in the zipper. So as you can see, I've just done a nice like 1/8 of an inch seam along both sides of the zipper, and now it's ready to just sew into a bag. It's that fast. What we're gonna do is make sure your zipper is open to about here. If you do it to this much, it'll start moving. So this is about 2.5 inches, so open the zipper about 2.5 inches. And then we're gonna do right sides together, matching the fabrics. So I want my outer fabric, which is my floral, to go together right sides. And it's gonna kind of look like this. So I have the linings are matched up, the outer pieces matched up. And before I start pinning around, I'm going to make sure my zipper is happy. So here you can see I have this seam, and I'm gonna make sure that they're matched up, kind of like you would do if you were piecing quilt blocks together. You would match up the little points or the corners, and I'm gonna put a pin right there to secure it. And then notice that the zipper is like tucked toward the lining and not toward the outer. So I'm gonna flip this around, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I am going to tuck the zipper toward the lining. I'm going to match my seams, and then I'm gonna put a pin. And now the rest of it is essentially just like sewing around a pillow. I am gonna put a couple pins just to hold it so it doesn't move. And I'm gonna just match up these parts and sew all the way around it. All right, at this point you can trim your zipper. So I am going to grab my scissors, and I am gonna just trim the zipper off. It might just make it easier. So you don't wanna use your best sewing scissors for this because it is a zipper. So I just keep a pair of everyday scissors, and I'm just gonna cut through that and cut through this. Now you do wanna make sure that you have moved the zipper in. This is your last chance. Make sure the zipper's inside, because 1, you might cut it off, or 2, if you don't move it, you won't be able to turn the bag right side out. So move that zipper in. Okay, I'll just give that a little cut. I don't want to cut the pin. I'm gonna just set that aside, and now I'm going to go over to the sewing machine. I'm going to remember to change my foot back to just a normal sewing foot, and then I'm gonna put my needle over. All right, so my needle's in the middle. I'm not gonna break it. And I'm going to start sewing kind of like you would a pillow on the lining, about, you know, just kind of centered, because we will be turning this and need to sew it shut. So I'm gonna start right here, and I will back stitch on this part. So I'm gonna sew a little bit, and then I'm gonna hit the back stitch button, and then I am going to keep going. So, and you're gonna pivot around the corners. So I'm gonna have my needle down, and then I'm gonna just make sure all the pieces are there. And I'm going to flip it. I'm gonna trim that off, not sure what happened. And then we're going to, I like to leave my pin in, so I'm gonna just ease over the pin and brace myself for the worst. Success. And then I'm just gonna keep following and then turn it. So this is about a 1/4 inch seam. You could take it a little bit bigger if you want. 1/4 inch would be the minimum. Okay, then pivot. Okay, now my pin is on the back because of how we pinned it, how we had to pin the zipper. So I am gonna sew over my pin, and I'm going to just go really slow, and it's gonna be fine. See that? And that really is gonna help that zipper stay in place. Okay. Gonna pivot. Now I want to make sure to leave an opening, so I'm gonna just back stitch. So it's about a 2.5 inch opening. Back stitch and then lift it off. Okay, I'm gonna take all my pins out, because there are a few, because we did sew over. And now I am gonna take just some little snips, and I am gonna just snip the corners like this. Okay, and now we are ready to turn it. And so here's where you're glad you left a little opening. So we're gonna just turn this right side. And I never leave enough for the zipper, so it's a little tight, but you can get in there. So then I just kind of work the zipper back a little bit. Okay, so look how cute we have. Our zipper pouch is coming to life. I have a little turn tool that I like to use just to poke out the corners. So I will just kind of, and here, since we didn't do zipper tabs, again, the idea is fast and efficient. So you're gonna just kind of poke out the zipper, and it's gonna look just like that. And you can see right there where we've matched our seams, it looks great. If you do take zipper, put the little tabs, it kind of makes the opening too small for this size of bag. And then here, looks pretty good. I'm gonna poke out one more corner. Just open the zipper all the way at this point, and here we go, just like this. And it's not, there's no batting, there's no interfacing. So the point of that is just so it's really thin and compact like this. If there was a bunch of batting in here, it would be too bulky, and it would be hard to just keep in a backpack or a purse or a glove compartment. The idea is compact and small and easy to use. All right, so the last step is we've left this opening, and so what we're gonna do is just top stitch this right here, and then we're gonna tuck it in. So you can top stitch. I do it on the machine because it's fast. I'll just match the thread. No one's gonna care. But if you are a perfectionist, you can just whip stitch by hand. I'm always in a hurry because I'm like on the way out the door to like a going away party or something, and I'm making the zipper pouch and shoving all the stuff in right before the party. You can now fill it up with whatever you want. You close the little zipper, and what a darling personal gift. That's very useful, very handy, and they will have it for years to come. So I hope you enjoyed this, and please, if you make this, tag me on Instagram, Jedi Craft Girl. I'd love to see your little first aid kit, off to college zipper pouches. It's been fun to sew with you today. Join me again. Bye-bye.